everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today we're going to be getting into a video all about whipped soap. I get so many questions about it, so let's get going. I've got everything here. I've already made most of them, but for today's purpose I'm literally going to show you just an easy way to make it. So inside here I do actually have all of the whipped soap base already in here. If you want to know how to make this base, I actually did do a video over on Patreon. They actually get a video once a month that nobody else sees except for my Patreon. So just head over there and you'll be able to get the recipes from about $7.50 a month. And when I say that, it's Australian dollars. So head over there and I will be popping all the information over there again with this video. And I probably will try and do another video on that again. But once again, the recipe will be over there because it's my own little formulation. So anyway, we've got the base, and you can buy a base as well if you want, or if you want to purchase a recipe, there is a lady on Etsy called DIY soap base, and I know that's very popular and it's a really good one, but once you buy it you're not allowed to give the recipe away. Anyway, so we've got the base in here, and in here you can see this is just like a stand whip. You can use a stand whip, or you can use one that's on a stand mixer. The key is to do this is to not whip very much. If you whip it too much, it goes crazy. Now I'm going to show you the easiest way. I know lots of people are going to say you should whip it first, but you can literally whip this first and then add your oils in. So inside my container here, we're going to do this the easy way just to show you how easy it is. So like I said, we've got the base in here, about 500 grams roughly of your base, and then inside here I have some oils. For mine, I use jojoba oil, some melted shea butter. I also do use, obviously, the fragrance that you want to put in it, and some sweet almond oil. But choose whichever oils you want. Do remember, some oils have a much shorter shelf life than others. And this is not going to last for a massive amount of time. Usually 6 to 8 months is kind of average for a soap whip. And basically all you're going to do is literally pour the oil directly into here, and you're just going to whip it all together. It's as simple as that. Just don't whip it more than a few minutes, otherwise it will just get too large. And once it basically starts to expand and a soap whip gets larger and larger, what actually happens is it gets more aerated in it. So then when you try and fill up your tubs, you'll notice sometimes the tubs you can only get 120 grams. Other times you get 200 grams. Other times 150 grams. That all has to do with how much you're actually whipping it. So sometimes you must whip it more than others to get that. So that's why I say try and keep it just to a small amount of time. So hopefully that makes it clear. Of course you got to wear gloves. Make sure everything's sanitized. I've sanitized this and everything else, but this batch is going to be for one of my daughters. So now we've got just our stand mixer. We're just going to pop it on and literally whisk it inside a container. I've just put it in this one so I don't make a big mess, because obviously I've already done these, and then I'll show you how I label them. Now you'll start to see that it starts to get larger and larger, and that's the air just gravitating in it and making your whip, you know, quite obviously whipped up. It's just like when you whipped cream, and you know the cream gets, you know, you start with this little bit of whipped cream, and then the time you whip it, it's nice and fluffy. That's exactly the same kind of idea that we're going for here. And I am going to be putting my shea butter in, but of course you don't need to do that. I don't call mine a soap whip. I call it a soap cream, because it just adds that beautiful moisturizing element. I've also got some vitamin E and just some beautiful things in here as well. And adding vitamin E helps with the oils not going rancid. So that's generally why. Do remember, oils that you're adding in, you'll need to add a preservative to top it up. If you buy a base, they've already got the preservative in it, but you're adding more ingredients, and then that preservative that's already in it is going to struggle to cope with the extra oils you're adding. So I do suggest that you add, you know, just a little bit more preservatives. I mean, there's so many more on the market. There's, you know, Optifin Plus, that's the one generally I use. If you're in Australia, I get mine from N Essentials. Anyway, we will keep whipping this up, and let me take this off for a minute. We're also going to add a little bit of mica because I want this one to be beautiful and have a little orangey kind of zing to it. I don't make mine super bright. I make them quite pastel because the brighter you are means you need a lot more micas in. So let's get mixing this up, and then I'll show you. We'll pop it in the containers and we'll go from there. Now I'm going to be using this beautiful orange mica. This one is from Sud Off, and it is very bright, so I'm just going to add a little bit on a popsicle stick. This popsicle stick is like half the size of a normal one, so it's very tiny. Sometimes they look bigger on screen, so I thought I'd tell you that. And then we're going to just mix this one up. Of course, you put more in to be brighter, less to be lighter, but you could also just leave it white and it will look beautiful. Now we're finished whipping this up, so all I'm going to do now is pop this in the piping bag. I've already sanitized my jars. We will pop them in here, and then let's get making this beautiful one. And I'll show you exactly how I do it, and then of course, like I said, we will label it, and I'll show you me labeling quite a few different ones as well. And I hope this helps, because honestly, soap whip is quite easy to make. The only thing I'll say is it's very expensive to buy it. The tub that I buy it, I think, is in 5 kilos from Heirloom Australia. It's roughly $75, so it's really not cheap at all. But you can definitely make your own. Making your own, you can do it with as less as just a few ingredients, about 5. But if you buy it from, a soap base, they've usually got a lot more than that in it. And you can, of course, add some beautiful things like, glycerin, sorbitol. There's so many beautiful ones, some vitamin E. You can add some extract of green tea, anything like that in it, just to make it gorgeous. But for now, like I said, let me go and get the piping bag and we'll go and pipe it. So now you can see inside my bag, this is just a plastic shrink I've got in here, which is just like some Glad Wrap. We call it Glad Wrap in Australia. And then basically it's just inside my piping bag here, just so I can neatly pipe straight into it. So here is a container I have already sanitized. We will tear out the scale and we will see what we can get in here. This one is my new one, and it's called Mandarin Kiss. And it's just really, really beautiful as well. So now that is my normal one. So there's 180 in there, but I sell these for 175. And you can see it fits in there really well. But if I kept mixing, I'd be lucky to get 150 in there. So you've got to be definitely careful when you're doing this as well. And these are all been sanitized as well, because I know someone's going to ask me that. You do need to sanitize everything. You do need to add more preservative in it. They're just things that, I know they're the boring things we don't want to hear, but we just need to hear it, don't we? So I will get going with these, and then I'll bring you back and I'll show you the rest of what we're going to do. Now later on, everyone, I am going to be doing a photo shoot with these. So what I usually do is get a little spoon, and then I actually just literally do this, and then that is going to be in my photo shoot, and I sit it next to the cream so that everyone can see exactly what it's going to look like. So I'm going to just hide this one over here. This one's not going to be used for anything, just for me. And then anything left I just put in here because I might use this in my photo shoot as well. And if not, my daughters will be very excited to use that tonight. So, like I said, let's get going. So now we have done everything. These have been sanitized. So these are the lids for these ones, and we're just going to pop them straight on the top here. You can actually buy a little disc that sits inside these. I generally don't. I did a lot of research about, having a cap on the inside. There was no real benefit. A lot of people don't like it, and most creams I buy don't have a cap in. But anyway, these are mine. So don't they look just beautiful? So now we've done the first bit, and now we know that the lids are on these, and you can see some of these already done as well. So what we're going to do is, I have a couple of these. So these are what I call the tags, and they go around the belly of the product. and mine are done on a clear paper, sorry, not paper, it's a clear vinyl. So you can buy this from Scat Cat, and it means that it is waterproof. There's some that you can buy like from Stanley Packaging, but it's not waterproof. So anyway, we are going to just put the label around the outside now, and I've already pre-made some, and this is going to be the one for this one. You can put just a normal vinyl. You don't have to put a clear vinyl. But honestly, I tested, so these are my ones that I tested. I'll show you. That is the normal vinyl, and I didn't like the look of it for this. I like it for something else, but not for this. So I just decided to do this way, and that way I've still got the beautiful label, but you can also see the cream on the inside. So that's basically what it's going to look like, just that and that. And then of course I do have my labels, so all my information. So on here, these are my little tags, and these have the warnings on it. It has everything on it. So I'm just going to peel off the back. So now you do need to have your warning labels. So it depends on where you are, but most countries you need to have it on the product, and you will also need to have it on the box if you're doing a box. So basically that's what it's going to look like. It just looks super cute, doesn't it? So we've got that on there, and now I'll show you the boxes and we will make these look beautiful. Now, I'm sorry if the light is here because the sun is shining in the other area. So now these are just some boxes. These are actually called a tin box. This is the extra large tin box, and it does fit these really beautiful. And, you know, look, a lot of people say to me, you know, that I'm very clever with these things. And look, I wouldn't say I'm clever with them. I would say that I'm really stubborn, and I just keep looking and looking until I find a box or something to suit it. But I have actually found somebody that will be helping me print some things in time once I finish designing them. So, you know, once you get going, then, you know, you get them printed. But at the start, you know, I'm like everyone else. You just can't afford it. So you just got to do what you can do. But anyway, these are like this, super tight. You can have, you know, your band on them if you like. And then we're just going to pop it in there. So I'll show you it fits really well inside. We will close it up, and the good thing about doing this is, number one, it looks great on a shelf if you're doing wholesale and your customers love it. But number two, this is so easy to ship. That's why I started putting a lot of my things in boxes. Yes, it had the eye appeal, but it also had the appeal, you know, for shipping. It just made it so much easier. They're already protected within the box. So like I said, that's why I've done mine. So here we've got the box is all ready, and then I have also done my labels, which are just here. So let me find the right one, and hopefully I have printed one. I'm pretty sure I did print one for this box. I didn't do a lot of them, but I know I did them. So here is my label that I've already done. My label has what it is, the weights on it. It also has all of, you know, the instructions on the bottom, directions, how to use it, manufacturing details, and it also has the warnings that need to be on it, and ingredients and so on. So, and it's also taken me a long time to create these as well. I spend, you know, honestly, dozens and dozens of hours every month on Canva. I mean, I really do love Canva, but it really has, you know, doing these labels and spending such amount of time, it's taken my business, honestly, to the next level. So if you're struggling and you're thinking, oh, you need to change something, change everything. Don't sit there and hope somebody will like it. If you know it's not selling, have a look at your product, and maybe you need to change it. I did. I hated the fact that I needed to do it, but you know, look, it was really a really good investment of my time, and only a little bit of money because I did it all myself as well. So now I'm just going to literally pop it on here. So this is literally all I do, is I just pop it on there, and this actually helps seal the box. So when it's in a store, nobody can take it. So then when they get it, this is exactly what it's going to look like. Doesn't it look beautiful? So, you know, either you can sell something like that or you can sell that, but I guarantee people will love it in a box. And the stores that I sell to now, they all say that to me, that generally people want it in a box. But anyway, so I hope this has been helpful. I'll tell you today, so the containers here, I buy these from Heirloom. You can also buy them direct from Synergy if you want, you know, bigger amounts yourself. But I only sort of buy 100 to 500 at a time. So that's why I go there. But for Synergy, you can buy, you know, big crates of them as well. For the labels, like I said, Scat Cat is where I get them. I will definitely put all the links for everybody down below. And remember, when you buy these containers, they're called jars, even though they're a PET. And you need to buy the bottoms first, and then you buy the tops. Oh, and while we're talking about product and everything, I will tell you, I don't sell mine here super cheap. Mine here I charge $24.95 for this. And you've got to remember that not all, you know, not all products like this are the same, because I'm putting in organic oils and butters and things like that in it, whereas somebody else may not do that. They may literally just put rice bran oil in it, which is fine. But you've got to get, you know, and charge what it's worth. Because I guarantee you, people will pay more for something that has organic butters and things like that in it. And they should pay more because it's worth more. And we know how expensive those butters and products are. So, like I said, I really hope that's kind of a bit helpful. But I will pop all the links down below. And hop over to Patreon if you like, and I will give you the full recipe over there. I'll also put in the recipe for, you know, making the base yourself. So just pop over there and I'll give the recipe. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and a massive thank you to my Patreons. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, everybody, because that helps YouTube know that my videos are amazing and you all come back to watch more. See you next time. Bye.